Pt.1. Hello and welcome to another episode of Alex and an Athlete. Today, I have a college football player going by the name of Elbert Ojendis, another high school teammate of mine for a couple different sports. So I want to introduce everybody to Elbert Ojendis. How you doing?
Good. How are we doing? Thank you for having me on.
Oh, of course. Have to have you on.
I appreciate it.
Guys broken up my fist fights in middle school.
That is true.
On the basketball teams together from City of Seaside to Seaside High, and ended up going on doing some big things there, sir.
Yeah, tried to, like you said, we basically grew up at Fitch Middle School. Doing sports pretty much, being able to hang out. Yeah. Being able to meet all different types of people.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what? I even think we City of Seaside soccer team, too. Great.
Yeah. So that was, soccer was my first sport.
Yeah, mine too.
I am Mexican, so I grew up. I grew up playing soccer. Loved it. I was always either a goalie. I was always a bigger kid, so they always thought since I was bigger, I could block the majority of the net.
Makes
and then
sense.
I also played defense. Yeah, defensive midfield. I didn't have quite the speed to be a forward, but I still got my time to shine and score a couple goals here and there.
Nice. That's what PE soccer's for. For you to get out there, go score
Right?
some goals. And when it's game time, we need you blocking the net.
we need you to roll, you know what I mean? Be part of the team.
Yeah, growing up in Fresno, I started out playing soccer too, but since I was the quick little fast kid, I was forward. I went scored a lot of goals.
Sure.
It felt good, but it was just one of those I kind of grew out of soccer. I found some other sports that kept my attention a little bit more. But soccer was your first sport. What other sports did you get into?
Yeah, it was my first sport. So I still remember to this day because at the time my dad was in a construction company, and the owner of the company, his son was a little bit older than me, and he was playing football for the Seaside Raiders at the time. So I was getting excited. Like, we used to hang out all the time. And then he's like, "Yeah, you should try it for the team, right?" I was like, "Yeah, I've never played it, but I'll try it." So I go, and then next thing I know, I wasn't aware of this. Obviously, like I said, it's my first year playing football, and they do weigh-ins.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess I still remember this day. I was literally, I think the max was 150 pounds at the time, and I was like 155. And ever since then, I think I got a little bit discouraged, and I was like, "Man, I don't want to play this sport. Like, you have to be a certain amount." Like I said, at the time, I didn't understand it. Like I said, I was just playing soccer. I didn't even think of football. Football to me was the soccer ball,
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, so I didn't start playing. Yeah, so that's the first time I got introduced to actual American football. And after that, I didn't start playing a different sport till I think it was sixth grade at Fitch. I tried out for the basketball team, the school basketball team, but I got cut. And that's when at the time, they had the Seaside PAL League, so the city leagues, the inner city leagues. Basically, I seen it basically was for the kids that kind of didn't make the school team, so they made a kind of alternative team for it, which was fine. It was
under
fine
JV.
Exactly. So yeah, so sixth grade I picked up basketball. I actually really enjoyed it. I loved it. I think it was more because of the fact that you were able to score points, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
You were actually able to
Being
get some
defense
type of
forever,
acknowledgement.
and being a bigger kid, being down low, you had plenty of opportunities because plenty of mismatches in middle school,
Exactly. Like I said, I was always one of the taller, bigger kids, so that always was never an issue. But yeah, so and then I actually didn't start picking up football till freshman year.
Wow.
Freshman year was the first time I actually played organized football. Um, I still remember Seaside High. I remember we had a killer team our freshman year. We went undefeated. We had Deontay Gordon, right? We had
Mike Ave.
Aaron Smiley. It was fun times. I was playing offense and defense at the time, and I really liked it. Really enjoyed it. And I think one thing that really helped me with that I was always faster than the other big guys on our teams. You know, what I mean, I was always a little bit quicker. And I think what helped with that was basically playing basketball and soccer. You know, what I mean, all the agility, the little cuts here and there, the being
The
able to play
footwork.
defense. Exactly. So yeah, and then that was fun. Freshman year was a fun year.
Oh yeah, I remember that. You guys, it was a big deal. I mean, going undefeated doesn't matter what level. That's always a big accomplishment.
Yeah,
Um,
that
so
was fun.
offense and defense, which position?
So on
Corner,
offense, I
corner,
was.
slot
So
right
on offense,
receiver.
I was quarterback.
Nice. Um, who who was what was your main position? Still there?
Sorry about that. What was
Oh,
it?
okay. What was your main position in football? All right. So, um, what was your main position that you played? Your favorite position, I guess you'd say.
I'm not even gonna lie. My favorite position was defense. I love defense. It was just fun being able to hit somebody, being able to run after the ball carrier, whether it was a receiver, a running back, a quarterback.
Seek and destroy.
Exactly.
That's
And
why I
then
always liked it too.
I just love, and then I used to love doing just the gang tackles. I used to be like, either like somebody was either standing up the running back and you just came in running hot and just hit them, hit the whole pile. Even if you hit your own your own teammate, you just get up and be like, "My bad, man."
Yeah. Friendly fire, friendly fire.
Exactly.
Oh, that's awesome. So was it defensive tackle or defensive end?
I would say defensive tackle
Nice.
for sure.
Yeah, Bears are hurting without their defensive tackle this year. I know that.
I know, man. But I mean, you guys are doing better than expected. I mean, like to be honest with you, like
With no offense, yeah.
yeah. I was gonna say, what do you think of Trubisky? You know, is he in or is he out?
I mean, you know what? Nick Foles still hasn't showed me the real reason why he's here. And
Yeah,
I don't think that Trubisky was playing that bad enough to warrant losing his job.
yeah,
But he had plenty of time to clean up all of the little technical things that he needed to take care of, and he didn't. Um,
true.
so,
I mean, and that's the thing with the NFL, man. It's let's see who, but then again, it's a business move. If we're not winning games, we're not selling tickets. People are criticizing us. You know what I mean? We're gonna have to go a different route at times.
exactly. I mean, he has all the talent, all the intangibles, just didn't have the
Oh,
consistency.
yeah, exactly.
But
Okay.
so, so Seaside High, you played offense and defense.
Yeah.
Uh,
So I played offense and defense. I actually played So freshman year, I played freshman ball. My sophomore year is actually I was grinding the whole off season with the programs. Going to all the off season workouts, stuff like that. And then I was actually asked by Coach Ab if to move up to play varsity my sophomore year.
What'd he say?
So so actually he's the one that asked me. He's like, hey, we're gonna move you up to varsity. Are you okay with that? At first, first you're like excited and happy, like, oh yeah, varsity. But then like I was kind of like shitting bricks. I was like, man, I've only played 1 year of football and I'm not about to go play varsity. I'm like, man, I was like, yeah, but it was a challenging, but it was fun. It was definitely fun.
Well, most of the fun comes in the challenge,
Exactly.
Nothing easy is fun. It's just easy.
That is true. Exactly. So yeah, I played my sophomore year. I played with seniors like Jermaine Carter, who was a Seaside legend, Joe Collins. Top of my head, I can't really. So like it was just
Michael
Avila. He was a junior at the time. Mason Foster, Jeremy Haynes. Who else? Offensive line. Yeah.
Henry Uptumapu.
So actually, they were when I was a freshman. So when I was a freshman, Timo, Henry, and all of them were seniors. So by the time I got to sophomores, I wasn't able to play with them, but I did play with who else was on that team?
Probably like Ben Haven Stokes.
Yeah, all of them. Yeah, exactly. Ben Haven Stokes.
Daniel Oakley.
Yeah, Oakley. Yeah, I played with Oakley. Well, I think Robert Orange was a beast.
Orange, yeah.
Oh man, Robert Orange was a monster in the trenches.
That was an awesome dude right there.
Who else? Yeah, at the time too, we had our coach Drain as our coach. Yeah.
Anthony.
Addison. It was just
and then
a bunch of athletes.
Year after. Yeah, we just had talent everywhere.
Yeah.
We couldn't keep everybody out of trouble, including myself. I was like, man.
Yeah, that's the thing with like stuff like even like anywhere, but like just you see it a lot in this area. Is like you have a bunch of kids that are talented and stuff, but they're not able to just either keep the grades up in order to stay eligible, or even be able to stay out of trouble.
Yeah. But that's everywhere.
Exactly, that's everywhere.
It's called growing up, experimenting.
Exactly.
How maturation. So other than that, how would you rate your high school experience playing football, learning the ropes? And
man, to be honest with me, for me, I had a great experience. I really liked it. I felt like the camaraderie with the teammates. I think my junior year was probably my funnest year of playing football at Seaside. That was the year that we won CCS. We went up to San Jose City College and we ended up playing Pacific Grove that year.
Oh yeah.
That's when we had Mason Foster at quarterback. We had Reggie Johnson. We had. ¿Vale? Sí, si quieres, está bien. Sí, ok. Mañana le doy. ¿Cuánto vas a? ¿Está bien? Ahora pues, gracias, Israel. Ahora pues, gracias. Yeah, sorry, but yeah, and then man, that was my funnest year. Like we had our offensive line. I remember, man, we clicked like crazy. It was me, Dominic Henderson, who was Nathaniel Daniels, Alex Rosornio, and Lachila Pucci. I still remember we used to go out and before every game, at the time we used to walk down to San City, grab us a bagel, a Jamba Juice.
The bagel bakery.
Exactly, and then just wait. We used to just wait for game time, and then yeah.
Nice. Yeah, there was something about being right there, walking down to San City the day of a competition, right? And just I don't know.
Exactly.
It was almost like meditative because you're walking by the beach, you feel the breeze,
You're good
you
right now.
look at
You're
the
good.
beautiful
You're good right
scenery,
now.
and
Yeah,
you can just
exactly. And
tell
then like,
like the
and with
calm before the storm.
exactly, and then like with that, it was like for us, it was more like a ritual. It felt like you know how like certain like pro athletes have rituals before their games or stuff like that. It's like for us, it's like if we didn't go to the bagel bakery and got a Jamba Juice for that night, we were like, man, I don't know how this game's gonna go. You know?
Yep. Didn't wear the lucky socks and
Exactly. Not didn't wear my lucky undershirt or something of that sort. You know, it was just different things like
hmm
that.
See, I don't know if superstition's real, but I know that a placebo effect is real. So
Yeah,
almost
for
the same
sure.
thing, you know.
That
If you don't feel you look good, you probably won't play good. You know,
that
those
is
kind of
true.
mentalities.
You look good, you feel good, you play good.
Exactly.
That's that prime time, right? Dion.
Yep. And you have to be that way because why are you going to go in there if you already think you're going to lose? You're going to lose. So do everything
Exactly.
do everything possible to make yourself feel tip top. You know, if that's buy a new pair of shoes to wear to the weigh-ins of a fight, you know, do that. If it's, you know, going down to Baldomero's and getting your breakfast burritos.
Exactly. Yep, that is true.
So
Just
it's just
different.
you got to find your niche and write it.
Exactly. And with that being said, like just I mean, as I was always we was always guys like I mean the games won on practice week day one, you know, that Monday. You practice good, you gotta come hard, you know, the whole week. That way, I mean, and then the game it just takes care of itself. You do everything right during preparation time, it should everything will be coming all right.
Yeah, I always said that practice should be hard so that the game time should be fun.
Exactly. And then
That's
it comes easier to you game time, you know?
You kick your own ass so no one else can kick yours.
Exactly.
Like, you know, I would rather not fight myself compared to fight other people. You know, like that's how I wanted to be. That was my mindset. Was I'm my own. It's like you ever watch the movie Gemini Man with Will Smith?
I've actually have, yeah.
Yeah, it's like that in my head.
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
it's, it's just an assassin who's me coming after myself, trying to tell myself that I can't do it or you're not good enough. All that self doubt, and it's like you got to keep outclassing it because it's just as
Exactly.
strong as you are. Like you got to
Exactly.
be able to win that battle. So I mean, you don't get to
Definitely.
where you're at, you know, making it to a higher level of athletics if you don't understand competition.
Exactly. It's like it's supposed to be a little bit difficult in order for your success, you know, at the end. Like you said earlier, nothing comes easy. You know, there's always some type of hard work, something that's going on that makes it look easy.
Yeah, everyone sees what's on the surface, but they're not there with the camera crews during those tough practices. They're not there at home whenever you got distractions and real
Exactly.
life situations, you know, human problems on top of it.
That
School,
is true, and
being a student.
exactly, and that's why I felt, especially in college, like at Murray State, those 3 hours, 4 hours of whatever, like either it was morning weights or video time or actual field time or conditioning. It like for those hours, you just basically anything else surrounding, whether it was like you had relationship problems or you had to deal with maybe I don't know if I have enough money this rent for rent or something. For those 2 hours, whatever, it was all out the. I mean, you didn't care about those other things because you just were focusing on football, and it was kind of like how people nowadays like basically like your hobby that you do for something to distract you, like you said.
Yeah, and that's what you need to do is you need to block out the outside world. You need to have that little honey hole that you can go to and know, hey, for this period of time, this amount of time, everything's good. Uh, it lets you get your mind back on track, keeps your emotions in check because whenever you think and act on emotions, you're going to cloud your judgment. Cloud of judgment leads to bad decisions. And
Exactly.
so you got to be able to gather yourself, think about it in detail, and put yourself outside the situation. You need to be objective, not subjective.
Of
So,
course.
and so if you can look at something objectively, and with the most perspectives you can gather possible, it's better decisions you'll make in life, and that's for anything.
Definitely. More definitely.
So moving on to college. So your first college, you went to junior college.
I did. I went to the local junior college here in town, Monterey Peninsula College. Yeah, my first year too. My first year I actually played with a handful of guys that I actually played with at Seaside. A lot of athletes that graduated 2007 from Seaside, like Poochie Lassou, Jeremy Haynes, what else? Reggie.
Mookie.
Yeah, yeah. Mookie played. So he actually, I think he sat out a year and then he came back and played again because he was 2 years older than me. So yeah, so like it was kind of like basically it was kind of like a next level, basically like not really high school because it was a little bit more competitive, obviously a little more challenging too. The way Coach Rasmussen at the time, he was the head coach at NPC. He was very strict. I felt like, at least in my eyes, he really prepared me for that next level when I did move on to Murray State. But I mean, it was just again like a bunch of guys that basically been around each other, playing with each other, were able to just play football again once again.
Mm-hmm.
And then that year we actually had he was our quarterback at the time was Brian Reeder that played over at Palma. I think he
Mm-hmm.
graduated 2007, and he was what they call a bounce back from Arkansas. So I think he did I'm not too sure if he walked on at Arkansas or something, but I think he was redshirting. But then he came back for that year, and then he played. He was our quarterback. We ended up going undefeated until the last game. We freaking lost in the bowl, man. Yeah, lost in the bowl to who was it? I forgot who it was. It was some team from up way up north, a little bit past. I think
Like a
Yuba City.
Connecticut.
No, so it was an in-state because this was still in
Oh, okay.
this was still here at NPC. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
I
Yeah,
forgot.
probably up like Vacaville area.
It was I think it was Mount Shasta. Mount Shasta, I
Yeah.
think is what it was. Yeah. But anyways,
Okay.
yeah, we went up to San Mateo. By the way, San Mateo has probably one of the best views of that stadium ever. It's very nice up there. It was very,
Nice.
yeah, you could basically see basically what they had. They have I believe, one-sided bleachers, and the other thing's open, but you could see the whole city. It was gorgeous. I was like, wow, this is nice. This is a nice stadium over here.
Really is. Um,
Yeah, but
it's
I mean,
amazing how much money they can put into these stadiums and how nice they can make them nowadays. That just shows you
man,
how big the sports industry is, and it's just
and then
worldwide now.
and then kind of sticking on that, but being like, imagine all that money that they're losing right now with the pandemic and not actually having fans attending, not being able to, either, I mean, all levels, whether it's either high school to college to the NFL. Obviously, the NFL now is only allowing a certain amount of fans at certain stadiums. But yeah, like we
A
said
lot of
earlier,
people don't
it's a
realize.
business.
A lot of people don't realize that a lot of these stadiums are privately owned too. So it
Yeah,
it's up to the owner, not up to sports and all of these other things. But with the pandemic, yeah, whenever you can't put fans in the stands, you know how much it costs to run a stadium for one day? I mean, now imagine that 30 times a month. It's like, yeah, how are you going to sustain it?
yeah,
It's just,
exactly.
and then now
Exactly.
they're charging people to put your face on a cardboard cutout and
Yeah, I mean,
all
obviously,
sorts of
like
loony things.
it's a business. Like even like when we were the NBA bubble, you know what I mean? all the people, all the fans, the viral fans, cyber fans that you were able to put. Man, I never checked. I don't know if you have. I wonder how much it costs just to have your face up there.
Couple $100.
Yeah, at least.
At Fresno State here, since there's no fans, they just started football again. I think they're 1-1. They just won last night or against Colorado State. So first week they got beat up by Hawaii, like always. like always. And then
right.
And then so yeah, we took out Colorado, so that was nice. But yeah, it's just they're charging, I want to say, 60 or 80 bucks to students and staff to get your face on the cardboard cutout.
Oh,
I don't know. If I wasn't moving, I might do it. But
yeah, you never know. Just leave your mark, right?
Right. But that price also might only be for staff too. So
no, that's true.
Students might have to pay more, and then I'm definitely not doing it.
Exactly.
I don't like it that much. I live on the same street as the stadium, so I just hear the announcements like back living it behind Seaside High. You just walk over, hang out a little bit, listening to the announcer.
You go through that back gate by Hayes Field.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah.
Put your ear to it.
That's true.
But so tell me a little bit about moving all the way. Is that in Kentucky?
It was in Kentucky, man. Yeah. So
tell me about the transition. Oh, actually, first, were you on the basketball team that went to state?
So that year for Seaside High, I got moved up. That was our sophomore year again. I got moved up, but due to we didn't dress out when we played. So we went to the CCS, and that's when we lost to Reardon. And then from there, we went to go play in the NorCal the playoffs, and then we ended up losing to St. Mary's of Stockton, I believe. But that year, basically all the sophomores that got moved up from JV, we didn't dress out, which was like 3 or 4 of us, I believe.
Like alternate.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, man, that was a good experience too, man. That was the same year that that class ended up losing in the CCS football championship, and then I want to say a little bit more, like maybe more than half the team that played basketball was on that football team, and then we ended up losing as well in the CCS. So I mean, that was a tough year, two losses right there at the end. So it was just like, man, couldn't catch a break.
Yeah, but I mean, shoot, when you're up that level, that competition, it's fierce. And Seaside, we weren't known for getting to play those tough teams. We were small schools, so we didn't get to go to the huge tournaments that everybody got to go to. We didn't get to play St. Mary's once or twice a year in a tournament. So when you don't know what to expect, it's hard to train for it. But that's just how naturally gifted everybody really was.
Exactly. Yeah. That class, those couple of classes right there. Yeah. But then there was basketball. I mean, obviously you had certain guys that got scholarships for just football, but just to be the athletes and just being able to do dual sports like that and still being able to succeed at both sports was just, it's just what you were able to do.
Like Aaron Smiley. Awesome wrestler.
Exactly.
Helped him with football.
Exactly. Aaron Smiley was a nutcase with respect. That's my dog. But yeah, he was a beast on that D line, man. He wasn't the biggest, he was not the tallest, but he was a nasty feller.
He was the most tenacious.
Definitely got nasty in those trenches, man. That's for a fact.
And that's where you have to be in the trenches.
Exactly.
And then the way to nasty.
Exactly. And I know wrestling helped them a lot with that too.
When you can understand leverage on a different level, then you would
hand placement, all that stuff,
hand strength. It's one thing to bench, but it's another thing to grab somebody.
For sure.
And when you can grab someone and just bruise them up from squeezing their wrist, it's like, that's crazy. That's a grip.
Exactly.
But at
But
the same
Alex,
time, what was it?
sorry that I have to do this, man, but I'm gonna have to cut short.
No problem. No problem. Hey, there's always next time we can get
No,
into
for
some
sure,
more.
yeah. Later this week, I'll let you know. Maybe we can continue part 2.
Part
I just wanted
two.
to get it out the way, man, because I've been holding you off for almost a week and a half, bro. So I was like, man, I gotta get you. You know what I mean? My
Oh
bad.
no, I had a busy week myself. I was like, oh shoot, I forgot. Got lost in messages, and I was doing all these 15-page papers, projects,
Nah, for
3
real. Hey,
tests.
man, that's good. I wasn't even aware that you were in school till you told me, man. You're almost there, bro.
Yeah. Let's see,
Finish it out.
about 3 more semesters. Uh, so not too bad, but hey, it's I made it all the way to professional MMA till I couldn't get cleared no more. Then so
Hey,
I
man,
said, you know what, new path. So I just went low key, came back home, focused on the grind,
that's
had it
it, man.
figured it out. So now that
No,
I
that's
figured
good,
it out,
too.
ready to get back and
Ready for that next
start
adventure in your life, the next challenge.
just let everything start blossoming.
That's
But
it,
hey,
man.
next time, we'll get more into it. But I did want to
Yeah.
leave you with a random fact. I like to
Okay.
end every episode, so in case you didn't have fun, you learned something new.
No, I had a great time, Alex.
He said with heavy sarcasm. No, no,
No,
but
not at all. I
but
I like
so the
humor, but that was genuine.
random fact is in the toy section since it's Halloween and you got to take the kiddos out. We got the owner of Frisbee. Whenever he died, did you know that they cremated and turned him into a Frisbee?
I did not know that.
So next time you see a Frisbee, just know that, hey, the owner of or the inventor of the Frisbee is a Frisbee.
That's crazy. Hey,
Dress for the
you learn
job
something new every day, right?
right? Dress for the job you want.
Exactly.
But
Well, all right,
awesome.
Alex, man. I
I
appreciate it,
appreciate.
man. Good catching up, and yeah, we'll keep in contact for sure, and we'll do it again.
Sounds good. Next time I'm in the area, I'm gonna let you know too. We'll get together.
Yeah, bro, hit me up, man. Maybe we'll go for a beer or something.
Sounds
Stay
good.
socially distant.
Hmm. And I get thirsty, so.
Yeah, yeah. I'm Hispanic. I'm Mexican, so I can drink. No.
Oh yeah. Well,
All right, Big Alex, man. Thank you again, and have a good day, man.
all right. Appreciate it. You have yourself a
Of
good one.
course. All right.
All right. Had to cut that one just a little bit short, but at the same time, wanted to thank Albert for coming on. We'll definitely have him back on. We'll get finish up part 2 because what a story to tell. I want to thank everyone for tuning in for Alex and an Athlete, and we will catch you next time. Have yourself an awesome day.